going on, everybody? This is part 2 and back home again. We're going to be on Lake Istokpoga today. You know, I have some pretty fun memories of fishing on Lake Istokpoga. Back in 2003, I was sitting 6 pounds off the lead in a 2-day championship. And going into the second day, I followed that up on day 2 with 5 fish that weighed 36 pounds and ended up winning the championship that year by over 4 pounds. So that goes to show you, Istokpoga has some giants, some ginormous bass in it. So we're going to be on Istokpoga actually for the next 3 days. We're going to be out there trying to find some of them giants that live in that lake. So myself and Reg, Craw Dog Custom Jigs, we're going to be giving it the old once-over. We're going to be throwing the tackle box at him. Mainly, we're going to be flipping a lot of bruiser bait, big sticks. This time of the year, them giants get up in that thicker weed cover. Spawning time of the year, guys, and big females are ready, hungry, and aggressive. So anyway, bruiser bait, big sticks. We got some Craw Dog bladed jigs tied on, and we're going to be trailing them with the bruiser bait Super Swimmer Junior. Makes an awesome trailer on a spinner bait, a bladed jig, anything you throw a trailer on. The bruiser bait Super Swimmer Junior, you got to try it out. But we're going to be at the lake here at the boat ramp in a couple minutes, guys. We will see you when we get there. Myself and Reg Petoskey, Craw Dog Custom Jigs, Bruiser Baits, we're out. Beautiful Lake Istokpoga, Hollins County, Florida. A big bass haven right here. Ginormous bass in this lake. You might ask why we're not wearing our life jackets. Well, the reason we're not wearing them is we're idling right out here. We're actually going to start fishing right out here outside the park here. This park that we launched at has a ton of tournaments on this lake, held almost weekly. So there's a lot of fish get released right outside this park. So we're going to start out fishing here. We're going to be, of course, throwing little frogs. We're going to be throwing the Craw Dog bladed jig around a little bit with the bruiser bait Super Swimmer Junior on as a trailer. We're going to start fishing right here, and we're just going to fish around before we start running all over the lake. Again, I haven't been on this lake, just like Placid. I haven't been on this lake in about 7 months now, so we're just going to start fishing, see what's around here, and then we'll start going around. Probably throw some casting baits here to start out with, and then we're going to put our heads down, pick up our flipping sticks, and go to work. So guys, we're about to get it. Reg, I need a net, big one. That's the way it's done, boys and girls.
I've been doing papers on the table, and I moved them over to the...
All right, go over there and see if you can find it. It has to be in there. Let's see if you...
want you to notice I just dropped those power poles. We got a little bit of wind going on right here, and being that I dropped the power poles, once I mess with this fish, get her unhooked, I could start right off again, and the boat's still in the same spot this fish hit. So if it wasn't for power poles, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, but we waiting on me to come in.
All right, guys, that's a nice start, man. I'd love to have this fish for a start in any tournament. But check it out, guys. And that fish, the crawdog vibrating jig, and I have it trailed with bruiser bait super swimmer junior. But the crawdog vibrating jig is actually, to my knowledge, the only vibrating jig on the market that actually has a Y guard we call it, but it's a double weed guard. That if you look at the pads and the thickness of the cover I'm fishing, I'm throwing this thing in really thick bonnets and spatter dock. And that double weed guard allows it to come through without getting hung up. A single weed guard, I'd be getting hooked because it hooks on the side of the hook. Or it pushes the weed guard over to the side. This Y guard completely keeps that hook free from getting hung up on this stuff. But it's a good start for the day. We've only been actually fishing for about less than 10 minutes, guys. And again, those power poles allow me to put them down when I catch the fish. When I start fishing again, I'm gonna be right where I left off so I could continue. If it wasn't for the power poles, I'd probably be up on the shore by now. All right, guys, we're gonna release this fish and we're gonna keep fishing, man. Hopefully they'll get bigger. Watch this, she's gonna take off here, watch this. Watch her go, come on. Come on, little girl. Reg, don't try to catch the fish. That's a tour boat. He's giving it to me.
What's your turn there?
That one hit me in the back of the head. Guys, I don't care who you are. That was funny as crap.
It hit me in the back of the head. I wonder if you got that on tape.
Yeah, oh yeah, we did. You okay, buddy? You got your major medical paid up. You're fishing with the flipping stick that puts these 7-pound. This is small. I usually put 7-pounders on the boat on a hook set.
Good. I didn't know what that was.
When I seen it coming through the water, I thought it was going to kill you. That's funny as shit right there. might have stuck that fish. And there was a fish on a bed in there. And she hit me the first time I entered it. Entered the bait in it. And she's not coming back. So something like this, that fish isn't going to leave the bed. I just scared her off. She's not far. I guarantee you, if we come back here later on today, when she, a couple hour span between when I just hit her, and nobody else finds her, she might protect that bed again and eat this thing. But if you notice how quiet I am, and another thing, I'm pretty close to this patch of arrowheads. And fish look up. They don't look down. They look up. They see up. So if you're wondering why when I hit her the first time, I started being really quiet, and I got on my knees kinda to try to see if she'll come in again. It's because I didn't want that fish to see me. You'd be surprised being this close to a fish, trying to catch her. That fish could see anything above the water that's this close to her. Still in there. She's moving around. She just moved back there. I guarantee her bed's right here. But I hit her with that hook, and I kind of scared her. That's the other thing. When you're fishing bedding fish like this and you can't see them, you're not sight fishing them. These fish aren't hitting the bait with the intent to eat the bait. All they're trying to do is protect that nest, and all they do is they get that bait and they move off with it and take that bait away from their bed and drop it. So when you're not sight fishing, but you're fishing a bedding fish, one of the keys is timing. When you feel that fish on, you got to have perfect timing to hook that fish. Because again, she's not eating the bait, she's grabbing it and she's just taking it off, and she's going to drop it when it's away from her bed. And she just hit it again right there. She's protecting that nest. I think I stuck her with the tip again. I felt fish when it came out of her. So when that happened, she was probably just, bait was on its way out of the mouth when I pulled back on her. If we can't get this fish to eat, or get this fish to, there she is again. If we can't get this fish now, this fish is persistent for protecting that nest. A lot of times when you stick a fish twice, it's going to be hard to stick her again for another hour or two, and then you come back and she'll be more protective. She hit it a third time, but I just don't have the perfect timing when she has it in her mouth. I'm pretty sure it's not the female. I'm pretty sure it's the buck that's hitting it. The way it's hitting and the soft tap that I'm getting when she picks it up, I'm pretty sure it's actually the male that's grabbing this bait. I don't think it's the bigger gender. But she actually, I just heard her in there again. I just heard her. But usually, very seldom if you hit a fish 3 times and she feels tipped, very seldom she's going to hit it again. Until you give her some time to rest and she'll be back. I actually tipped her 3 times. But again, timing is everything when you're doing this. It's all about timing. Another fish jumped over there. I'm not going to waste too much more time eating with this fish. I might come back here later on in the day and see if we can catch her again. she's not going to go far, and probably in another hour she'll be back right on top. And also, you notice once I flip in there, I try to pop my rod tip so it goes inside, so it sinks, because a lot of times it's just the cluster of arrowheads. Underneath the top of these arrowheads, it's pretty open, just for the root system going down. But I pop it. Once it goes down, if you notice, I don't pop it. I let it go down, and I hold my line slack. I have a big loop in my line, and not watching nothing else but my line. My focus is on that loop in that line, because if she even merely sniffs it, I'm gonna see a different reaction to that loop in that line. So usually by doing that, I could be a lot quicker, and if she goes to move off, I could see it in my line before that fish feels me on the other side of this bait. And that's why you leave that big loop in your line once it drops, so you could kind of see more about what is going on when that fish eats that bait. You'll be able to see it versus feel it. Because a lot of times when you feel it, the fish feels you, and sometimes it's too late by then. But if you could watch your line, be a line watcher, and let that know that fish has it by your line. She hit it again. That time I was bringing it up to redo it, and she hit it right when it got to the top. She just pulled it down. As I was pulling it out, all of a sudden she pulled down. She didn't have it till I started pulling it to the surface. It hit the surface, and she came up, and she probably grabbed the tail and went right back down on it. All right. We're going to leave this fish alone. We might come back and try to get her later if nobody else finds her first. And again, that's another thing with power poles. See how I could drop these power poles and sit right here on my target. And this boat didn't move an inch, and I didn't make any noise trying to maneuver the boat to stay here with the trolling motor. If I didn't have these power poles and how to get on this trolling motor to stay in one place and be able to fish this fish just like I did, I'd be blowing all kinds of prop wash. See that prop wash I'm blowing up right there? It's going to blow that prop wash, and it's going to muddy and blow that prop wash right up into where that fish is laying. Yeah, that's a good fish.
This is a bruiser. You know the old bruiser. Black blue, huh? The 6-inch stick worm, the bruiser. I mean, it looks like that. I take this any old day on a tournament. You know, nice little keeper bass, but you know, when you get out here, a bass is a bass. And we love to catch them all. They'll grow up to be big one day. So you remember that. Get your bruiser, 6-inch stick, black and blue. You're good.
guys. 6-inch big stick. Black blue flake. Blue tip. That sucker made me do a lot of work for her. Or him. Whatever it is. What is going on, everybody? Well, left the house about 4:30. It's actually about 5 o'clock now. We're actually on our way to Headwaters. Meeting up with a good buddy of mine, country music recording artist Tom Jackson. And anyway, guys, if you've never been to Headwaters, you gotta go, man. We're there once about a week ago. And man, let me tell you, we didn't get a chance to fish all day. We had to come off the water about 10:30. We both had some prior engagements to do that day. So, but anyway, we're gonna fish all day today, and we're gonna chunk some baits around, and we're gonna try to catch some big ones. We've been hearing about the boys catching down there. So, looking forward to it. But anyway, I got about another hour drive. So. The ramp's busy, it's crazy with the boats launching. They open the gates about 6 o'clock, so get there, get the boat in, and go see if we can't catch some fish today. Guys, we'll see everybody when we get there on the water. So anyway, guys, tight lines, peace out, and y'all be good, be safe. We'll see everybody when we get there. Let's listen to some Tom Jackson right here, guys.
There's a train and it's natural for anyone who don't know how to drive their rides. There's a cooler full of Bud Light and a little moonshine.
We're gonna stick a couple of big ones. I mean, with all the big fish around here, there's no way we cannot stick something big today. If we don't stick something big, when we get back, I'm giving up fishing. I'll give you everything I have.
I'm saying that.
Hey, you don't see me having you sign anything, do you? Have you sign anything? Yeah, right. We'll get back, and Tom will say, "Okay, let me get my hitch out, my tow hitch out of my truck."
It's already on there.
He'll get back. He'll say to your wife, "Baby, you won't believe the bet I just made." Yeah. The only problem with something like that is if you don't hit them quick enough, you won't get them to come back. Just like schoolers have to hit them when they're almost schooling.
I get the Italian, and it's got like 4 meats on there, and it comes with lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion. I put jalapeno on, and you don't want to get that in there. So freaking good. So that was could be Louis. The guy that's from is Louis, but then also looks like a Powerball. That's Powerball because either Chris made a bottle and Chris is bigger than that. They're black and white. There he is. Oh my God! Look at that fish. Did you see that? Did you see that? Hey, you didn't see that? That fish on top of the grass, and And it ain't a small one, son. Wait till you see this fish. I'll get her in there. Yeah. That's okay, that camera didn't. I hit the grass, and I pulled off top of that grass where that bed was at, and she smoked it. Look at that. This new Strike King bait is something else, boy. I'm not sponsored by Strike King, but I'm a believer. I'm a believer. Are you a believer? Bag right there. Look at that. Bag right there too. I literally put the grass and snatched it and came on top of the water. That fish come up and
It's called a mudfish, guys. Nasty. Nasty.
whatever.
Nasty.
Fish. I'll take it.
What do you catch them on there?
Would you
You felt the tug on the other end of the line and didn't know it was a mudfish at first.
fire at me? So I thought it was good.
Oh. I like that. I wanted to do that same thing one time, a brand new bait that Bruiser just came out with. Catch a fish on it. And I'm like, talking about it, and I gotta say what it is, and I'm like, I can't remember for the life of me what they're calling it. So now, yeah, a battle bug. So now, anytime I fish with a new bait, I'll actually go on their website before I start throwing it just to make sure I don't screw up. Yeah, screw the name up again. There's a bed right over there too.
Oh, yeah. Corner right there.
Said, oh, there's a female.
Fish.
There's a tree. Catch another mudfish, I'll laugh my ass off.
I don't care. Fish right now, bud.
A fish is a fish is a fish is a fish.
Yes, I'll take them all. Crappie, largemouth, mudfish, tilapia,
Yeah.
whatever bites right there. I'm fishing.
I'm
You
like,
want one largemouth? Yes.
sounds like we catch a couple of tilapia, they're going in the box to take home.
You can have them.
I don't know, I don't eat fish.
All you fish are not
I don't eat tilapia. I don't eat fish, I just told it pretty good.
That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Coming right at me. That's a good fish. He's barely got the hooks. Oh, barely got the hooks. Barely hooks. That's a 5-pounder. Yes, sir. What's up, Norm? What's up, Norm? I am a believer of this bait. I am a believer of this bait. Look at that one. Would you look? Anyway, Norm, look at the camera. Tell them what's going on today. What's going on today?
John Jackson is catching some fish and putting a hurting on old normally.
I am putting the hurting on today. Hurting them.
There she is.
Well, you knew you're allergic to mango. Sap. Norm. I got this, babe. Love you.
Talking on the phone with one and I can't freaking get a
I'll tell you what, it's new strike king bait. It's not a giant, but that's my third. It's my third, and they want it, boy. They're knocking the fire out of it. What's that? Me too. But in the meantime, I'll catch the small ones.